Hello and welcome back to Spellhammer Farms. It is March. We've just had a good night's rest and a skid steer is completely out of place, but we're going to go ahead and move it back up where it belongs on the trailer. Maybe we need a little vehicle for getting around the farm because the distances are just enough that I don't really want to walk. We're going to spend the morning checking on our fields. Obviously, this one's not growing. It says harvested. See, I thought the grass fields just regrew without any particular work, but I could be wrong about that, I guess. The other one seems to be regrowing, so not sure what's going on with this field. Maybe eventually we can turn this field into a proper crop, maybe something that we could feed some chickens. I would love to have a self-sustaining farm with like some sorghum or something and use that to feed some chickens and then sell eggs. That seems cool. All right. Truck's looking good. Auger's looking good. Trailer's looking good. Looks like we still have some grass here we forgot. Not enough to matter. Down under there. So this portion is ready to harvest, but then this portion isn't. So silly me, I mowed and slept in the middle of mowing this. So really not great. We do have a pallet of lettuce. Let's go ahead and check on our water and see how we're doing on that. 500 liters, which should be worth a good amount. I was surprised last time we sold some lettuce how much we got. Where are we at here? There it is. Ooh, 3,000. Okay, so that is per 1,000 liters. See, I thought it was 1,500 per 1,000 liters. But no, we got about half of that when we sold one 500-liter pallet. It's too heavy to pick up. How much water do we have? 17,000 liters. That should be enough for a while. Yeah, we're looking good on water, and we almost have another pallet of lettuce, so that's good. That's an easy $3,000 by the end of the day, which means we don't have to do a transport contract today, which is good news because I did like 6 of them last time and got pretty tired of that. I'll just teleport down here to this tractor. So we dropped some grass in here last time. It's not compacted at all, so I don't think it's going to start changing into silage yet, which I really don't want it to. But I do think, I'm debating on whether I should go ahead and just mow this, but I also don't want, see, why does this not say growing? It just says harvested, whereas this says growth ready to harvest. Maybe it just visually grows. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to sleep again and see because we don't have a lot to do today. We can look and see if there are any other types of contracts maybe we could do today. Looks like we have a fertilizing contract we could do for $567. Doesn't really seem worth it. Field 38 is 8,258, which seems worth it, but I bet it's a big field. Let's take a look. Field 38. May as well start establishing relationships with some farmers around here because I want to learn how to farm, right? And what's a better way to do that than to kind of apprentice under them and help them out. So it looks like 38 is here. It looks like a pretty big field, but not too bad. Not sure if I want to spend the day fertilizing, but $8,000 would be nice. I really want to get my silage going. So we also have about $11,000 that we could spend because we know we're going to make enough to cover our daily expenses from the lettuce. So is there anything we could buy to improve our situation? We could get another greenhouse going, which we have a good amount of water we can haul easily, get it loaded up, and then it kind of just does its thing. Let's take a look, because I would like to do some chickens, but I don't really want to do the small coop, because I feel like it just doesn't make enough money. Yeah, the little bitty coop is just not great, but I did download some mods that let me open pasture animals. So like here's one for cows, and you can just kind of place it anywhere, which is super cool. It does show the markers for kind of where they'll be able to wander. That is an interesting option. So maybe we could do that with chickens. I forgot about that mod. I also have some other coops. Let's see. So that one holds 150 chickens. That might actually be worth trying. Chicken pasture, 450. So this would let me kind of free range my chickens, right? It's going to be hard to place because this land is really uneven. I don't know what that's going to do to the land. Is it going to raise everything up to be flat? I hope. So that might be something I have to test before saving the game. But this one here looks pretty safe. And I think I could place it maybe here. Where's the drop-off point for food? I want to make sure that's in a good spot. Why does it say it overlaps another? Oh, because the field probably. So we could place you right along here. What's the... Oh, that's where they produce their eggs. So we want to make sure that's in a good spot too. Maybe up here on this corner somewhere. Yeah, I think I want to get some chickens going, which will expend most of our funds, but that's actually okay because we have enough and we know the lettuce income is going to cover our costs. We just have to find a good place to put it. Got our silage there, maybe right here. Don't love where the egg pickup will be though, but I like where the food drop off will be. But is that gonna... Again, the terraforming on this game is a little questionable at times, and this could really wreck things if I do it the wrong way. Oh, I bet it's because of that grass. Doesn't like that grass is there. So let's put it out by the road somewhere. Maybe right where my semi's at. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. That'll give us something to do today. We'll get some chickens set up. We'll get some... No, I don't think they take water. We'll get some feed for them. We'll have to buy it at the store for now. Not ideal, but maybe we can make a deal with a farmer when harvest season comes to harvest their field, and maybe they'll let us keep a little bit of the crop to feed our chickens, and then we'll make some money harvesting the field and not have to pay anything for chicken feed. That would be good. I think this grass that's on the ground is the reason it says there's an object. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit. Get this bit over here. I don't think there's going to be any up here. We also could totally mow all the grass on our land instead of just the fields. Not opposed to that. Maybe we will. We'll see. Let's just drop this here. We'll load it up another time. Boom. Let's get this truck moved out of the way. We're going to need better parking eventually. Right now, we're just kind of setting things randomly around, which is fine, but also not fine at the same time. All right, let's see if we can place that little chicken coop. We're not going to do the pasture because I feel like it's just too big. Though, again, it would be nice to have free-range chickens. That's kind of a cool concept. Oh, it's kind of like in the middle. That's interesting. But I'm really worried about the terraforming that's going to happen. So let's go with... Oh, that's the cows. I don't want to place that. I don't want cows yet. I can't afford cows. So let's do this. Small chicken coop. We'll put it right up here on the corner, maybe. Yeah, that looks good. And it did terraform a little bit, but not too bad. It did lower that down quite a bit. That's not great. But our driveway's still flat, so I'll be happy with that for now. Don't love it, but I'm pretty bad at fixing those things. I usually make it worse. Okay, so we have some room to store some chickens. I don't think they take water. Do they take water? Oh, our food drop-off point is in a very bad location. Maybe we sell it and move it down a little bit. Let's try that. Demolish. Wait, is it going to give me money back? No. There we go. Oh, we're going to lose half of our money? No. We'll just deal with that for now. We can't afford it. So our food drop-off is just going to be in a bad spot. Maybe I'll try fixing it and see if I can make it better. This is going to go really poorly. And landscaping stuff is pretty expensive, but I think I installed the mod where it doesn't cost anything, which would be awesome. So let's see. Maybe we can make a gentler slope. I don't know if we can actually raise that up, so we might have to lower this down a little bit. So let's try just lowering this bump so we could back in right here. Lower is square. See, that's not doing anything at all. And see, that just messed it up every time. There we go. Can we raise stuff up here? So we can raise things up. See, I'm just making it worse now. I feel like there's got to be a way to do this that's not bad. Maybe if we try leveling instead. I mean, that helped there, but we still have this terrible hill. It is leveling things out, but it's not doing what I wanted to do. We'll just call it quits for that. We'll figure out something. Maybe we'll add like a conveyor system or something there. For now, we just need to get some chickens in here and get those eggs producing. I believe they only take feed, which is good. And we need some chickens. Now, I think we want to start with the mature chickens, but I don't think we can afford 150 of them. We can afford 50 for now, and then they'll probably breed. So yeah, let's get 50 chickens for now. $2,750. That leaves us with a couple $1,000s. And then we could get some baby chickens too. How much is 50? Yeah, let's get 50 of those. Wait, why is it saying negative 300? I guess Yeah, that's just the way they notate it. Cool. All right, so we got us some chickens now. Perfect. Hey, it's starting to become a little bit of a farm, isn't it? So what we need to do is get some feed. So back to the store. Let's get us a big pallet of chicken feed. $1,500. We have just enough. That should feed them for a while, though, I think. And we'll run to the store in our truck with our skid steer and get that picked up. Actually, I think we have a pallet of lettuce to sell, too, so we can make this trip double duty. We have 2 pallets. Perfect. Yeah, let's pick those up, too. May as well make as much money in one trip as we can, because we're burning fuel every time we move this big old truck. And down we go. Should be able to grab both of them in one go and just take them up with me. Maybe leave them on the forks, we'll see. There does come a point with handling pallets where realism necessarily goes out the window, because it just becomes a little bit tedious, though I still like it. It's just not really fun to watch. Line that up. It's fun to do, though, as long as you don't mess it up. I'm pretty bad at it. That's the thing about me, is there are a lot of things I quite enjoy, but not because I'm good at them, just because I like the process most of the time. So take that for what it's worth. Let's see if we can get up these ramps without losing our lettuce. Don't want to make a tossed salad out of this. There we go. Perfect. Let's set those down as low as we can get them. One thing I don't like about this skid steer is that the pallet forks don't bottom out from just the lifting part. I don't know what that's called. You have to actually rotate the pallets down or angle them down to get things on the ground, which is mildly annoying, but not too bad. Okay, so this is going to be a productive trip because we're going to drop by the restaurant and make about $3,000 selling this lettuce, which is awesome. Hopefully we'll do that every day. Plus we're going to have some eggs. Not sure how many we're going to get, but it's something. And then eventually, if the greenhouse is productive, we can expand that. But I really think the silage is going to be what allows us to turn one of these fields into a crop field and or buy another field maybe. We kind of need a different field to be able to build much of anything. Hey, we don't even have to unload the lettuce. Beautiful. There it goes. How much are we going to get? Oh, yeah. $3,110. That greenhouse was a good call. So now if we do a transport mission, it's just kind of icing on the cake. Literally, in some cases, if we're picking up cakes from the bakery. Now we got to head down to the store and pick up our chicken feed for our brand new chickens. Pretty exciting stuff. Oh, sign. Bye. Bye, sign. I swear I'm going to get fined by the city eventually. This big old trailer for that little bitty pallet. Feels a bit silly, huh? That's okay, though. It's what we got. And it is working out just fantastically. If I wanted to do like a trucking company roleplay, this would be the way to do it, because we could also move equipment. Thought it'd be interesting if there were contracts for moving equipment around, because like sometimes you need like a combine to go pretty far and you may not want to drive it the whole way, or tractor or whatever, like store deliveries. That would be pretty cool. I think I would need a bigger map for that though. And something to keep it interesting, because I've noticed with the transport contracts can get a little dull after a bit. Got our chicken feed, left it on the forks, so we're going to be able to unload quickly. Now, the real challenge is getting it into the feed area. So maybe, since we have about $600 to play with before we get into what we need for our daily costs, let's look at conveyor belt systems. Not that. So that's $5,000. Could we lease this? Yes, we could lease this. I think we should get that, because I think we'll be able to set it up to load the feed in a better way, potentially. If not, we'll return it. We're down $250. We're in a good enough position that that's not going to hurt us. Question is, can I get it up here on the trailer? Let's see. Moment of truth. We got to scoot this guy forward, though. All the way up. Okay. And let's hop in our drivable conveyor belt. The question is, where do I go? I like to think that I'm like Ant-Man, and I just shrunk down into some little... Oh, I didn't expect to go that way. How do I turn? Oh, I can't turn. Wait, I just did turn. There we go. Okay. This is going to be tricky. Is there a way to make it steer properly? I mean, it's kind of trying to steer, but I feel like it's too low to the ground. What if we unfold it? There we go. Now we can maybe reverse up onto the trailer. Let's see. Does it have enough juice? Don't ramp. Oh, yeah, look at that. Maybe. You know what? I think that's just going to have to be good enough because I really don't want to mess with it. Start engine. Stop engine. All right. Well, you know, let's strap it down and get on our way. Oh, boy. I'm really testing the physics engine here. Yep, you just hang out right there. Those straps will hold you down. No problem. Well, hey, it made it here. Turn this off. Oh, I shouldn't be parked on my growing grass. Oh, well. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the growth. I'd really like to know what happened with that field and why it's not growing at all. Maybe I harvested it last. I don't know. But I want to let all of the fields catch up before I do anything as far as harvesting goes. Okay. So we're going to try to get this guy in a position so that we can unload our feed in a reasonable way, and it will go into the chicken feed thing since we have that weird bit of land here. I want everybody to take votes on whether this is actually going to work or not. Oh boy, that would be nice though if it did. Oh look, it's even going to end up flat. Oh heck yeah, that even looks like it should work. That's what I'm talking about. Now the question is, with the conveyor this end off, is it going to work? So can we turn it on? It says it's on. Let's try putting some feed in there. I don't know. Don't know if this is going to work. This game can surprise you sometimes. Sometimes the things you think should work don't, though not often. And sometimes there are things that is like, this isn't going to work, and then it does, which is always a nice surprise. Okay. Maybe if we get this up, we can go right over this conveyor belt. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do it. The problem being, it doesn't know this is an unload point. So the question is, can we get close enough to the chicken unload point without tipping over? All right, that's workable. So we can send that conveyor belt back. That's fine. I don't love it, but it's fine. Would have much more liked to use the conveyor belt, but it is what it is. Hey, look at that micro tractor on sale. Should look at that stuff here in a minute. Let's get rid of that conveyor belt. Unless we can use it elsewhere. No, the auger doesn't really need it. So we'll just send her back. $250 down the drain, but for science, worth it. Hey, that chicken's out of the fence. See how much feed we have? I don't know why it says 999 liters because I just put a 2,000 liter pallet in there. Let me check on that. Well, I'll have to keep an eye on that because it could be an issue with the mod where it just takes all of it but only uses 999 liters, which is not great because that wastes a bunch of money. So maybe we can do big bags, which should be less than the big bag pallets. Let's get up on our trailer and get our truck situated here off of our grass field. And then we might just take a look at contracts, see if there's anything new we can do. If there's not, maybe we'll take the day off, have another restful night's sleep, and wait for this grass to grow so we can start on some silage. Get you right back here off of our fields like so. All right, any contracts that I want to do? That's the question. I don't want to do any transport contracts today. I'm wore out from yesterday. Too much work. We did 6 yesterday, all in pretty much one run. It was pretty crazy. Field 3 would be doable, but it's so tiny. I think that might be one of the starter fields. Really not worth the time of like going over there. Where is field 3? Oh yeah, it's all the way up here. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with that. That's too far away. Though, don't they provide everything? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they provide like the fertilizer and stuff if you rent the equipment. Plus, if I rent the equipment, it'll be less than $500 probably. So not worth. So I think we're going to rest again. Wait for this grass to grow. We've made our money for today. We can cover our costs. Got plenty of water in the greenhouse, plenty of feed in the coop. And let's see if our grass is growing a little bit more. Like this field worries me. This field worries me a lot. So let's get some rest and check on it tomorrow. There goes our $3,000 or so. Actually, a little bit more than $3,000 with production costs, loan interest, everything. And yes, it is growing. Fantastic. This field is not ready to harvest yet, but it is growing. Maybe this next field, our big field, is ready. I would love to get some silage fermenting. That would be great. Looks like, oh, this one looks good. How's this one looking? I think we got one more month to go before that's ready to go. And I don't really want to mow this until everything's ready. So let's go check on our lettuce. Now today we probably will do some contracts because I don't just want to keep sleeping. But let's check our water and our lettuce. We may have some chores to do. Got 1 pallet and half a pallet in there. Still 15,000 liters of water, so we're good on that. We could top it off, but no real need today. We're good for another couple of days, I think. And really, by the end of the day, we should have another pallet of lettuce, which means our costs are covered. Let's see how much feed these chickens went through and if we got any eggs. That would be good. So they went through about half their feed. So it would have been nice if all 2,000 liters went in, but that's a lesson learned. We may use the big bags. I think so these are 2,000 liters. Wait, it's only 1,000. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess everything's okay. And do we have some eggs? We do. Only, hey, 275 pieces. That's not bad. I wonder what that's worth. I think the prices are for a full pallet. I'm in the wrong menu here. Where are eggs at? I think I passed them. Eggs, eggs, eggs. Where are you at? There they are. Okay, so about like our lettuce. I'm assuming that's for a full pallet. So I think a pallet is 1,400 eggs. So $2,500 for a full pallet. We have about a third of a pallet. So we'd make a third of that. Probably not worth doing yet. I think we hold on to those. 275 pieces though. That's pretty good in one night. So let's take a look at, first of all, the store had some things on sale that might be interesting. A windrower, not bad. Also, a harvester head. These are normally pretty. Oh, that's a big one. Goodness gracious. Can't afford it. And the harvester to run that would just be gigantic. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think part or all of this will become a sorghum field maybe to feed our chickens, because I'd like to do another couple of chicken coops probably, or maybe a bigger chicken coop. But we could turn a lot of this into a crop field that feeds them. This I think I'm going to keep as grass and do silage, which will be good. I think silage will be pretty good money for us. We just have to wait for this center section to finish growing, which it should be done growing next month. We don't need water. Lettuce is growing. We've got some eggs. That's our backup cache. And we can't do any mowing yet. So I think today we're going to go out and see. Aha, we've got some contracts. I think we're going to do some contracts for some farmers here and start building up a relationship with some of these folks. Question is, what do we want to do? Baling. I like baling, mowing and baling. And in fact, I have my own mower, just don't have my own. Oh, they're giving us all kinds of equipment. My goodness. What about this one? Ooh, this would be a good one. $26,000. That's going to be a big field, though. Let's take a look. Field 71, I think it was. 71, is it close? Bonus points if it's close. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, not too far away. There's the store. Here's us. Like one a little bit closer. But boy, that's a big contract. How much do we get for that if we borrow the equipment? And we get to run a big tractor and a nice mowing setup. Plus a bale trailer? Tempting. It only reduces it by $1,200 if we lease the equipment to do it. I think we should do that. That'll give us something to do today and make us a good chunk of cash. And Leroy Wilson can be our new mentor and kind of teach us the ways of being a proper farmer. So let's see what kind of equipment we ended up with for that. Oh yeah, look at this. This is something we may never be able to afford on this series. So I'm glad we're getting to use it. Let's get all this stuff. Oh, there's a lot and it's all so big. I like it. I wonder, what do we have here? Baler, bale trailer. Can the baler and bale trailer hook up to each other? Probably not, because that's like a pickup trailer. So we're just going to have to start trucking equipment over there. It is going to take us all day to do this, but that's okay. The question is, yeah, we want to load everything up, but can we? Ooh, actually, we might actually be able to fit a lot of this on our flatbed and save ourselves some trips. That won't, nah, we're just going to have to truck it back and forth. So I'm going to get everything moved over to the field, and then we'll jump back in when I'm ready to get started on the work. Well, I got everything moved over, and I did actually pay somebody from the store to help me move everything over. I was planning on having them help me mow this field with our small tractor from our farm, but guess what? Remember those fines we talked about earlier on from stealing water from the retention pond and running over a bunch of signs? Well, the city found me and they charged me a bunch of money. I'm actually now in the negative by $1,000. So I can't pay anybody to help me with this field, and I'd really like to be able to. Also, I need to get these fines satisfied because I don't want to be on the bad side of the city officials. So I've got to come up with a plan to fix this problem. Now, I think we have some eggs we can sell to make a little bit of money, but they're not going to be worth much. And we might have some lettuce. Is there lettuce over there? I'm not sure. So let's check that out real quick. We'll just use our big boy over here. Yeah, there's a pallet of lettuce, which I think will pretty much get us out of this mess. So let's start with that. And in fact, I don't even think we need this whole truck and trailer because we're just taking it down to our friends down there at the bowling restaurant. So you know what? This seems like overkill. Let's flip this around, park her right there, but we do need to unfold and get this skid steer off of here because I can't pick up the lettuce by hand. I haven't worked out enough. I really need to get into CrossFit, I think. That would probably help me lift a whole pallet of lettuce. Not sure. Let's go ahead and grab this lettuce and our eggs, and let's head down and sell them at the restaurant and see if that gets us back into a reasonable financial position. And we'll have to just be real careful about those signs moving forward. Also, we're going to need to source some water legitimately. Maybe we'll have to start paying for water. I don't know. I don't really want to do that, but getting hit with $1,000 fines, kind of the same as paying for water. Doesn't really make a big difference at that point. So I do wish this skid steer was a little bit faster. Eventually, someday, maybe we'll get a telehandler. That would be nice. So let's just set these here. And actually, we might be able to just use the end of our forks to get those eggs on there because they're not heavy. Actually, I can pick them up. What am I talking about? I keep forgetting that egg pallets are very light. And we'll just set them down right here and hope we don't drop them on the way down. Like that. Well, that was a self-fulfilling prophecy if I've ever seen one. Let's just fix that up. And I'm about to lose my lettuce too. Goodness gracious. This is just going south real quick. Okay, well, hopefully the lettuce won't fall off. Set you down right there, like so. And let's try that again. We don't have far to go. How many things could go wrong between here and over there? I shouldn't have said that. But maybe we'll get lucky. We already got fined a bunch of money. Maybe the rest of the day will be a little bit brighter than that. But if we can get this sorted out and get out of the negative, we can afford to hire a worker from the store to help us mow that big old field, which would be nice because we have the big mowing equipment, which is cool, but it would be great to use some of our equipment to expedite the process a little bit because that's going to be a nice payday for us to get that completely mowed. Hopefully the restaurant actually buys eggs. We're about to find out here. Looks like the lettuce is going. And we are out of the negative, finally, but we're not going to have much left over. Now, are the eggs going to go here? It looks like they do not buy eggs, but I don't think we need to sell them, actually. Now that we have $510, we're in the positive, I think we can afford to hire that guy from the store to help us mow, at least part of the field. And it's okay if we spend all $500 because we're going to be making a good chunk of change from this mowing job. So we can afford to lay some cash out and get some help. I'm going to go drop these eggs back off over here. And in fact, I'm probably just going to walk them over because this skid steer is just very slow. Let's grab these. Can I grab them off the forks? Oh, I can't. I got to set them down first. There we go. Hey, we already have another pallet started. That's interesting. Now, I wonder if I lay this pallet here, if it'll just add to it? Not sure. All right. How are we doing on feed here? 499 liters. I think that's enough for one more day. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so now we can pop back over to this field and we can actually get a worker to help us out thanks to our lettuce. Saved by the lettuce once again. And then we'll hop in this big boy here and start mowing as well. It's going to be a long day of work, but it will be worth it because this contract actually is going to pay us $26,000, which is exceptional. So let's give the guy from the store a call, get him set up in our little tractor here, and then we'll get started on mowing this field. And we're almost wrapped up with this field. Our worker has quit for the day. He was actually a little in over his head, and what I was able to pay him wasn't quite enough. So he said, hey, I've done my best, but I'm done for now. And I said, okay, fair enough. So he's taken off. He did help mow a little section of this over there. You can see where the grass is kind of laid out in a different pattern. He did that with our little tractor, so the little Landini is still trucking along and did help take a chunk of the work out of this. But this huge mowing setup is just awesome. Someday I hope to have a field this big and a mower this big for our little farm. Potentially, if we stick with grass. I mean, this is really the ideal mowing setup for a big field like this. So I've just got a couple more passes here, and then I do believe we have to windrow, ted, and bale this whole field as well. So like I said, it is going to take all day, but since there's not a lot to do on our farm, our grass is still growing, there's no mowing to do, our lettuce is still producing, our eggs are producing, we may as well do some contract work and make some money, and I believe this one's going to pay us pretty well. And here's the last pass of the field. And like that, the mowing's done. Now, this took about 20 minutes real time, which is quite a lot. Get these mowers folded up, and then we're going to need to move on to the next portion of the job. I need to double check and see what all they need us to do, but you can kind of tell from the equipment that they're going to want us to bale all this, and it needs to be dry, so it needs to be hay, I believe. Let's go forward here, drop this off. Now, I don't think our worker's going to be able to help us any now. We only have $91 left, so let's take a look at the contract after we move this guy out of the way. You can just park right over here, and I'll take you home when I'm done, actually. It'd be a nice way to get home. Perfect. So let's take a look at the contract. Yep, we need to dry it with a tedder and bale it. So I guess we hop on the tedder next and turn all this grass over, which really shouldn't take too long because tedders tend to be just gigantic. And I believe this is the tedder and this is the windrower, which, again, very big. So let's back up to that tedder and get it hooked on, and we'll get started with tedding this field. Yeah, it's pretty big. It looks like it's even going to unfold a little bit more than that. Keep unfolding. Oh, yeah. This will make quick work of this field. I will see you once the tedding is done, and we'll get the windrowing started. And then finally, we'll be able to bale this up. This is absolutely unbelievable. We have our little Landini running this gigantic windrower, and it is doing it like a champ. Look at this. Struggling a little bit, but really not bad at all. And I did go back and sell our eggs so that we could afford to hire a worker to help us out over there. Same guy from the store, sold the eggs, said, hey buddy, I got some more cash for you. And he was happy to run that big tedder over there because this field is so big that without help, there's no way we're going to get this done in one day. And we really need to, because I believe tomorrow we'll have some mowing to do of our own and get our silage pit started. So pretty important to get this done today, so I had to hire some help. That's okay. Glad to have him, and glad this Landini will run these huge implements. Ridiculous. I don't know anything about these tractors in real life. Is this even possible? I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, but if the game lets us do it, we'll just say it's fine. Well, the tedding is done. We have a worker out there somewhere doing some windrowing in the Landini, and now we're going to move on to baling. Now the question is, can I hook this baler up to the trailer, or am I going to have to bale then run the trailer? I don't know. Never done it before. Never used this equipment, so I'm just going to back up to this and see if it'll even hook up. Looks like that's going to be a no. All right. That being the case, let's get this baler running and get started, because we still have a lot of work to do and it's already in the afternoon. Can I change this from a 24-hour clock? Surely I can. I wonder if I can change it from liters to pounds too. Where's the currency stuff? Maybe down here. Money unit, measuring unit miles, Celsius. Let's do Fahrenheit because I'm in the US. Area unit, hectares. That's fine. Okay, so I guess I can't change the 24-hour clock, but I know that we're at about 2 o'clock, I think. Unless I'm wrong, and then whoever watches this can call me an idiot, and that's fine. But let's go ahead and unfold this, lower the pickup, turn it on, and let's get to baling. I don't know how big these bales are going to be, but I know these windrows are dense, so we should end up with a lot of bales by the time we're done with this. Which is not going to be super fun as far as picking them all up with that trailer, but it is what it is. I mean, we're going to make, what are we going to make from this? I keep checking. We're going to make like $20-some thousand, which will set us up for a while funds-wise. We might even be able to afford to upgrade our living situation because I did see that there was a small like portable trailer for sale for about $1,000. That would be a massive upgrade from the tent that we're living in now. So that's definitely on my mind for when this contract is done. And then ideally, this will be one of the last contracts we really have to do to sustain ourselves before we get into our silage really kind of taking care of our financial needs, hopefully. I've never really done silage before. I hear it's good money, but it's worth a shot. I know that the greenhouses are also pretty good money because it seems like we're making about $6,000 a day per greenhouse, and they only cost like 5 or 10,000. So that's a pretty quick return on investment. So if the silage doesn't pan out, we can always shift to building some more greenhouses. But long term, I think we're going to have to buy another piece of property because we really cannot build much on the one that we have because it's just so uneven. It's very unlevel. And I think that we would be better off having that as just a couple of fields that we use and then having a different piece of land for building our productions on. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and get through some of this baling, let that guy finish windrowing everything, and then I'll see you back here when it's time to load that bale wagon, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we've got everything baled, at least what I didn't miss. And we're going to use this awesome little bale trailer to grab all these bales. And I think to avoid multiple back and forth trips to the animal feed dealer, or animal dealer, I guess, I'm going to use my big flatbed, actually, and offload these bales from this trailer into the flatbed, which is sitting just right over there. So I might be able to make this a little bit more optimized in that way. Let's see if I can bump that into position. It's pretty good about picking them up pretty much whatever position they happen to be in. So we got quite a few bales to grab here. So I think I'm going to time lapse this and we'll see what happens when we go to load it up on the flatbed. Okay, there it is, a full bale trailer. Let's get our flatbed in position and hope. The way it unloads these bales is kind of wacky. It's like loads them or unloads them as a tower. So yeah, so we're gonna see if I can back this bale trailer up onto here. I should be able to fit a few towers of bales. There's no way this is gonna go wrong. No way, not possible. So let's go ahead and give it a shot, I guess. I need to switch to transporting position and then I can unload the bales. So I gotta first be able to back it up onto the trailer. That's the first challenge. I think I can do it if I take it nice and slow and start from a good position. Kind of like backing up anything. Just take it nice and slow. Make sure you get your lefts and your rights figured out. and just line it up. Don't let it get away from me. That's the big thing. Let's see. That's looking good on this side. Looking okay on that side. And I guarantee you, if we can do this, we will save time. Not so great on that side. We're going to have to reposition. We will save time because the animal dealer is not very close. Not very close at all. So, come on. Are we on? Okay, we're kind of on. I mean, that's something. Well, you know, maybe we can unload. Let's just try to get straightened out a little bit. This is real questionable. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I think we need to leave some room at the rear. And let's unload these bales. Okay, moment of truth. Hopefully I don't get crushed by a giant tower of bales, but I'm going to get ready to strap them as soon as they're down because they might freak out. Okay. Oh, I have to hit another button. I forgot. So that plan didn't really work out. So unload there. Hey, they stayed so far. It's going to be so tall. Can we strap them? Do our straps go up that high? Maybe. Is there another strap here? I don't want to strap my trailer into place. Let's get the trailer out of the way. Lower the loading platform. Let's pull forward. Oh, nope. Should not have done that. Should not have done that. All right, so I'm going to have to, you know, just make do with what I can do here. Are you going to let me unload it now, or are those bales just, like, stuck on there? Yeah, I think I messed up because these are now on here. I can't pick them up. Too heavy. But at least I have one good tower here. That's not too bad. Maybe we can do 2 of those. It'll at least save us one back and forth. All right, let's continue on our baling journey. Hopefully, it'll still work with those bales on there. We're going to have to knock them off eventually. Let's see here. Grab a few and see if it succeeds in scooting them on back. Yeah, there go those. Maybe. No, they're just kind of hanging on there. That's okay. I think we'll figure it out. I think we're going to be just fine here. Got quite a few more bales to grab. I'm not sure how many I need to fulfill the contract. Sometimes you don't need all of them. But either way, I guess you could say things are going pretty well, considering that whole tower didn't fall down. That's certainly a positive. I will take it in this case. Could have went way, way worse. Let's see what happens. Is it going to shove those bales? Or do those bales just not exist as far as physics is concerned? Let's see. We need one more to really test this out. Grab this one. Looks ready for some action. Let's see. And yeah, it's going to shove them off, it looks like. That's all right. We can deal with that. We'll just have to come back around and pick them up. No big deal. Maybe we'll get lucky and just 1 or 2 loads will do the trick. But let's see if we can actually unload this on the trailer again, or if we were just really lucky last time. I think we were probably pretty lucky. But maybe we can reproduce that luck by going nice and slow. Here we go. Straight back. Straighten her out a little bit. And I can't go all the way up this time. Yeah, that didn't work. I can't go all the way up this time because there's not enough room. So how did I get this on there last time? I know it wasn't completely straight, but it must have been better than that. Hey. Hey. I say we go for that right there. That seems good enough. And hopefully this time we'll be able to strap the bales without strapping our bale trailer and take 2 loads off at a time. That would be great. Let's drop those there. They did not fall that time. The platform did not take any with it, so I think we're going to be able to strap these. This looks absolutely bonkers, but, you know, that's just what we do. Let's turn this tractor off. I'm getting all flustered here because this big tower of bales, look how tall it is. My goodness. Massive, gargantuan. So we're going to have to strap these down and then take it off to the animal dealer and see what we get for it. The straps only go so high, but I guess we're going to see if those top ones fall off or not. It looks like they're not gonna, so we're just going to head out to the animal dealer and see what happens. Maybe they are. Not sure. Unclear. Unclear whether this is the worst idea I've ever had or the best. Remains to be seen. We'll find out if we can get them over to the animal dealer in one piece. Oh, those do like to wobble, don't they? Like to wiggle and wobble. back and forth. Hopefully they're like weebles, so they'll wobble, but they won't fall down. Hopefully. One can wish. Here's the big turn. The big turn. This is the moment. This is the moment. Let's see how this goes. And so far, so good. Okay, we made it. Now the rest of it's mostly straight. Question is, how are we going to unload these? Hopefully the low loader is low enough to actually unload. And boy, it's getting dark. Okay. Hopefully we can finish this contract before midnight, because if not, we're going to be in the negative as far as our money is concerned. Whoa, a couple of them bales did actually come off the top, so I guess the strap doesn't keep them down, but they're heavy enough to have not fallen this whole time. So grateful for that. Take what I can get. Let's see if we can make this turn without flipping everything. Good so far. And now the challenge is, can we get in the sell point with all these? Hey, it took them. That's good. 57% complete. See if we can get the rest of those in there. Yeah, some of them are going to try to fall off on me. But, hey, 94% transported, so we don't need that many more. Let's take a look at our contract. Wow, 95% complete. So I guess probably one more load and we're done. So we may be able to finish this before midnight. Now the question is, do we get to keep some of the bales? If so, we might make some money on those. I don't know. Some of the contracts let you do leftover stuff. So let me get the rest of these bales sold, and then we'll wrap up the episode by finishing the contract, and then we'll be ready for bed, and then I can end this very long episode. And hopefully we will not be in debt when midnight rolls around. Well, there you have it. The last bales have been sold, and I actually did keep a little bit of the money in my pocket. So about $12,500. I don't remember exactly what we were at, but we made a good chunk, and I haven't even claimed the contract yet. So let's go ahead and tell them we're finished up with that field, which was a nightmare of a contract. I've recorded a very long time to get it done, but seeing that bank account balance is totally worth it. Kind of a game changer for us. That being said, it's very late, and I think that I'm just going to sleep in the truck tonight. And then tomorrow, we will gather up all our equipment because I have some stuff over at that contract field. And then we'll head back to the homestead and get some real rest and see what our next steps are. I think we'll probably end up purchasing a small caravan. Let me show you what I'm thinking here. Just to upgrade our living situation. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this in the dark, but let's take a look at farmhouses. There's this little caravan for $1,000. Kind of hard to see. Here we go. Not too bad. I don't think it's actually movable. It looks like it would be, but it's built on top of a trailer. It's like a tiny house. And I think this will do perfectly for a little upgrade. It looks like it might have a wood stove. So that'll keep us warm during the winter, and we can get rid of that tent and actually feel like we're making some progress on quality of life as well as finances. So it's time to get some rest in the truck here, and I will see you next time.